Welcome into this Lion Vision update with UNA baseball coach Mike Keene. And coach, here we are. We're getting set to open up conference play this weekend. A 4-3 record, but let's back up to this past weekend against Bellarmine. Two great efforts from Tyler Joyner and Devin Traglia out on the mound, and Traglia, as a result, was named Gulf South Conference Pitcher of the Week.
Yeah, both those guys, the previous weekend and their openers pitched well, and I thought Devin pitched really well against Central Missouri. Both of them came back and did kind of what they did the previous weekend, so they've had back-to-back good outings. But Devin Traglia really stepped up, and I think it's about the fourth inning is when he really got consistent. Really was everything was kind of clicking, and he really settled down and was really dominant the last stretches inning when his pitch count got a little up. So that was good to see.
While we're talking about pitchers, a midweek game against Lemoyne Owen as well, a game that we won 19-1. Bryant Crunch makes his collegiate debut, a freshman from right here in Florence, Alabama. His brother Brantley pitched for you for several years, a 4-year standout. He's up there in the record books, but Bryant goes out there, his first career start, and he looked pretty good for a freshman out there.
Yeah, and Bryant came in, didn't have a great fall, but really made some adjustments over the break and came in this spring. And every time we had a scrimmage in we had a couple of scrimmages and along with the inter squad, and he did really well and kind of got his opportunity. And we hadn't had that midweek game because of the one we got rained out, so it was his first opportunity. And he pitched really well, really tacked his zone, was mixed, his changeup was doing really well. And so it was a good outing for him and good for us to, continue to see how much depth. And we even on the mound, we got a couple freshmen on the mound. So it was good to get a couple guys out there that haven't had an opportunity yet.
Logan Carter behind the plate and at the plate hitting the ball, coach. He's hitting .500 as we open up conference play. He has a streak of 4 straight games with multi-hits, and he's been throwing runners out on the base paths behind the plate. We had some big shoes to fill from last year, so Logan Carter coming in. Have you been surprised by his efforts so far?
Well, I think, not necessarily surprised because he's shown signs, especially behind the plate, catching and also at the plate hitting, that we knew was there. It was about consistency. And I think that's the one thing he's really done since we started playing. He's really stepped it up and has just been very good at both ends and just really has been a great asset to our program and moved him up, and hopefully he'll continue to do that because obviously his bat, what he's able to do using the whole field, but more importantly is how well he's been calling games, and when people run, he's been throwing them out, and he's been so consistent back to the plate, and that's really what you want out of a catcher.
As we get set to open up this weekend with Gulf South Conference play against West Georgia, first off, where is this team at right now? We're 4-3. We've played 2 tough weekend series against Central Missouri and Bellarmine. How do these pre-games, I don't want to call them preseason games, but the games before conference play, how do they get us ready for the GSC slate?
Well, I think this year's schedule has helped us more than sometimes when you play teams that you make mistakes and still win. I think playing the competition that we have has prepared us more. We still got things we got to figure it out. When you start playing conferences early, we haven't really, solidified our team yet. I think we're going to still continue to move the lineup around. I think the pitching's getting closer, but we had some, a couple guys got to, step up this weekend and pitch a little bit better and continue to improve as the season goes. I think at this point you feel pretty good about the club because you've seen some really good things going on, but then once in a while we'll have some lapses and then we'll have some mistakes or things we don't do very well, and that's kind of the thing we have to clean up. And it's really going to be opening weekend with West Georgia, which is a very good ball club. So hopefully the Central Missouri and the Bellarmine and the little things we did has helped prepared us to at least have be a little bit more successful on the weekend and try to continue to do that for 3 games.
So let's talk about West Georgia for just one moment, Coach. A year ago, West Georgia qualifies for the NCAA tournament. They lost several key pieces from last year's team. What's the outlook right now on the Wolves?
Well, going into that, it's hard. Again, they haven't played a ton of games, but they have a lot of new guys. It seems like they're kind of picking up a little bit where they left off. They got new guys just like us, and you never know how they're going to respond. So I think it should be a good weekend for both of us to kind of feel each other out and also feel how you're going to be for the rest of the season. I kind of looked at their lineup. They've kind of moved some guys around. Kind of their pitching has been kind of consistent on the first weekend, kind of like us. So I think you got an idea that you're probably going to see these 3 individuals as starters, and their bullpen, it's kind of been mixing up, similar to us. So I kind of see a little similar matchup as far as statistics, as far as new players mixed, and obviously with them they had a tremendous season last year. But they're going to be good, and they're going to be ready to play, and playing at their place is always going to be a challenge.
UNA baseball team on the road this weekend taking on West Georgia. Be sure and visit RoarLions.com to keep up with everything going on with the baseball team.